Hi everybody, Claire here from Rainbow Acrylics. Going to do something totally different today, totally new. You may have seen some of my previous videos where I did a Dutch pour heart, beautiful heart outline. So a couple of people had commented on the heart and said, why don't you try a butterfly? So inspired by my daughter's bedroom and my daughter's wall here, I'm going to try a Dutch pour butterfly. I have no idea whether it will work. But potentially it could look really pretty, really sweet. So I'm inspired by these butterflies, in particular the shape of this one. I really like the way that the wing just sort of dips in and then it peaks out here. So that's the kind of shape butterfly I'm going to attempt. So who knows what will happen. So let me show you the colours I'm going to use. So I'm going to use two colours for the base. I'm going to use this colour. I have never used it before. Winsor & Newton, what's it called? Powder blue. It's just very pale blue. So I've mixed it up. I've actually added a bit of white as well. So it's just very soft, very subtle, knowing that when it's dry, it will darken a little bit. And the other part of the base for the butterfly, I'm going to use Amsterdam, what's it called? Persian Rose. So two very pastel-y colours. For the design, I've got some other nice colours here. I've got Montmartre Purple. I've got Pebeo Studio Acrylics Gold and Iridescent Violet Blue. I'm going to add a tiny bit of the Royal & Langnickel Phthalocyanine Blue, Studio Acrylics Iridescent Blue Green, Amsterdam Caput Mortem Violet, and then some Pearl White. The actual Pearl White I'm using is Pebeo, not this De La Rowney, it's a Pebeo Pearl White. So I've mixed all of these paints with owatrol. Let me just grab it. I've mixed them all with this, which is the UK Floetrol called owatrol. And I've mixed them 2 parts owatrol to 1 part paint to 1.5 parts water. And that gives this consistency. So it's just very, very runny. It pours nicely off the stick. And it doesn't really leave a trace. So when you swirl it around on top, it just disappears straight away. The only exception to that rule is when I've got my iridescent colours. Because they're thicker, I add slightly more water. So it's 2 parts owatrol to 1 part paint to 2 parts water, just to give them all about the same consistency. So let's get started. So I've got my canvas ready. It's an 18 by 22 inch canvas. I've put push pins in the back and I've just checked that it's level. I've simply just put my spirit level on all 4 edges and also in the centre, just to check that it's level. It has to be flat, has to be level, otherwise the paint will slide. So my butterfly, I've got a piece of paper, I've folded it in half and then I've just sketched the outline of the butterfly that I want. The reason I fold the piece of paper in half is because then I can open it up and I know that I have got a completely symmetrical butterfly. So it might not end up symmetrical once all the paint is down, but at least if it starts symmetrical, that has to be a good thing. So I'm just checking composition wise, thinking if there's paint here, it's going to go quite close to the edge. So I may have made it slightly big actually, but I want it to be as big as it can be on here. So what I'm going to do is just draw around this butterfly. I'm just checking the gaps at the edges to make sure it is in the centre. Right, so I'm with a pencil. I'm just going to draw around this butterfly. So I've got the outline on the canvas. Right, so there's my butterfly. I think it is a little bit close to the edge here. I'm just going to have to be careful when I blow this around. But I want it to be as big as possible on this canvas. I don't want too much negative space. I want it to be more butterfly than negative space. So my idea is to have a pale pink base for the butterfly and then the pale blue base for the outside. So I am now just going to probably spend quite a long time just coating the base So let's add the blue now. The colours so far I am so happy with. They are such pretty colours. I can just imagine this so far, these colours in my daughter's bedroom, you know, in a child's room. Really pretty, delicate, girly colours. Right, now let's get rid of the nice subtle pastel colours and add some boldness to this. So I've tried to alternate dark and light colours. I think I'd like, so I'm going to have them dark on the bottom and then they're going to get lighter, but I like my Caput Mortem Violet just on the top. So that's hopefully going to be the dominant colour of the painting. Right, let's just have a think. I haven't actually thought this through yet, how I'm going to do this. Right, what I'm thinking about is the central, the body of the butterfly. What shall I do? I'd like that entire section to be the design colours. So I'm not going to outline the body, it's going to be the colours. So I'm going to do quite a nice good thick layer, I think, right down the middle. And then I'm going to just go around the outline, but I'd also like to come in here as well. It's going to make it quite tricky blowing it out. Right, so first of all, I'm just going to go around the outline with the Phthalocyanine blue. Right, blue down. I'm slightly nervous about the turquoise, but I really want to add it. I keep wondering, will it spoil it? But my instinct is just to go for it anyway. So I'm going to start slightly wiggly lines now. I think it would be a good idea to start here and then blow out and round. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep moving the canvas to get into the right position to do this. Right, wish me luck. Wow, really, really cool. Right, I'm now just going to spend some time, as I always do, just fiddling with the edges because I just want them quite precise. I want them irregular, but I want them a precise shape. So I'm now just going to spend some time fiddling. Right, I finished blowing around. I absolutely love it. The colours are just absolutely amazing. The cells I'm getting and the interactions of the different colours and paints is just beautiful. So I'll show you when I take you in for a close-up. But I'm not finished. I could wreck it. I could really regret this, but I want to add something else in these pink sections. So I think what I'm going to do is just a very thin amount of paint in each of them and matching the shape. This This might be a mistake. Right, I've just got a glue dabber because it's got a nice, quite sharp end on the end. And I'm going to do some swirly bits. So I'm wondering about just doing a swirl in the centre here, just to pull that all together. Let's try it. Right, what do you think? There's one part of me that thinks I should have stopped after I just did the butterfly outline, but it was a bit plain for me. So it's not plain at all, it's the opposite. It's a very fussy, very busy butterfly, but I really like it. Let me show you some of the amazing little details. So look at these swirly centres. I loved seeing lines pulled through paint. I just think it looks so nice, so pretty. Right there. And you can see all the sparkle from all the colours. That gold and pearl white, I think it might be the pearl white that's leaving just this beautiful shimmer over the top of everything. There's some gorgeous cells. Yeah, it's that pearl white in the centre there. You can see how it's sparkling away. And then I really like, I don't know if I didn't talk you through this, but I added some little white spots of paint, drops of paint, and then I pulled the stick through them, and it creates like a little heart shape, which I think is really pretty. So it just breaks up a little bit of that pink space, but in a very, very subtle way. Let me show you this swirl in the centre. Just gorgeous, and that, because that's that iridescent blue-green, sorry, that's going to sparkle up really beautifully. I am so happy with that. I love all the really irregular edges. So it's a kind of regular shape but with irregular edges, which I think works really well. I'm really excited to see how this comes out, how this will be when it's dry. So fingers crossed that this dries exactly like this. Right, I'll be back when it's dry. So here's the dry result. I'm so happy with it. I'm loving the shape of the butterfly. I'm really pleased I went for the butterfly with the slight detail here, because I just think that it's a more interesting shape. Let me take you in for a close-up. So I'll show you the central parts first. I love them. I love that bright burst of blue-green in the centre. And these little swirls, really, really pretty. I think it really makes it pop, having this really shimmery, bright blue centre to each of the 4 wings. So the edge has dried really nicely. I think my only comment is that it looks quite dark now, because obviously the colours that I put down, as they dry, they do darken. So I think if I do this again, I would probably take out some of the darks. If you think I had 3 dark colours, the dark blue, the dark purple and the dark violet, maybe that's too much. I wanted the contrast between the colours and the background, which I've got, but I think it might be a bit too dark. So just in hindsight, I think that's maybe what I would do next time. Maybe I would do a bit differently. Just the cells and the detail and the way that the colours just swirl around each other, I just love. Really, really happy with it. And you can see it shows up really well just here actually. You can see the iridescence, so the iridescent colours just really shine through in places, and the gold. And I just really love these little swirly bits. I think it just works well because it just pulls all the colours together. It pulls the central band and the outside band together, so it's not separate. Really, really happy with it, and I love the this really dark line right in the centre, and my little antennae. So I spent a while doing those. First of all, I made them just dark blue, and it was too dark. So I've then spent time just sort of playing around and putting the lighter blue paint through, and I think that works well as well. So really happy, but I'm definitely going to have another go. I'm going to mix things up, different colour scheme, maybe the same base colours because I really love those, but maybe different design colours. But what do you think? Let me know what you think. What works and what doesn't work. I'd love to hear other people's opinions and views on this. Great, thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone is well and enjoying the sunshine. Great, take care everyone. Bye.